All right, here he is, the decorated kickboxer, back for more here tonight, and he's so comfortable in the striking realm. It's almost like he started kickboxing before he ever was reading or writing.
Oh, it's unbelievable to see someone that's so comfortable under so much duress.
I know.
When you're in kickboxing range, you are in the fire. There is no safety. You're right in range to be getting knocked out, but he does not fear that. He loves it. He loves the combat. He loves the engagements. But what you have to understand is he's not engaging his opponents on their terms. He's doing it on his terms. Whether or not he wants to be in close with the big punches or he wants to be at range landing kicks, he's just constantly putting damage on you. Top, bottom, up, low, it does not matter. This guy is a dominant striker, one of the best kickboxers the UFC has ever seen.
And in terms of the punching technique and the jab, as good as anyone in this division. All right, so an interesting stylistic clash here. Prevailing wisdom is he's going to try to take his opponent down and get off some of that patented ground and pound.
Yes, and once he's on top, he starts to just gain control first. He does not try to rush to the next position because he understands whether or not he's in the guard, half guard, or side control, he can find ways to land big damage. In the side control, he does a really good job of going knee on belly, posturing his body all the way to the top, and just coming down with big punches. Boom, once he lands, he goes back and he secures. Then he goes back to find another big strike. He does not waste energy just throwing little rabbit punches. Everything has to matter, as you've seen in some of the great ground and pound fighters you've ever seen, like Jack Hermanson, guy that beats you into the bottom of the octagon until you roll over and give up your neck to get submitted.
Yeah, nothing pitter-patter about it.
No.
Our tail of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. Hendricks is 30, Condit is 36. He is 5 inches taller. He will have a 6-inch reach advantage. We set it inside the octagon. Here is
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 31 wins, 14 losses. He stands 62 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 18 wins, 8 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, Johnny Big Rig Hendricks. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Murgliata.
So Dan Murgliata shares the cage.
You ready? Are you ready?
All right, so here we go. This highly anticipated fight is now underway. Looks like a classic matchup of striker versus grappler. Am I simplifying things too much?
In this instance, you aren't, because this is what got these two men to the show. One guy is known for his diverse attack on the feet. The other guy is known for his ability to drag the fight to the mat and put his opponents in danger from the very start of the grappling exchange.
And the takedown attempt, but he does not land it. Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
And they separate. Well, no problem getting inside to land that straight punch. He's got a huge edge and reach, and he made good use of it there. Well, he told us, hey, finally gets the takedown. It wasn't for any lack of effort, but finally that shot was good enough to get his opponent down.
I don't know how many times, John, I could have watched this guy shoot takedown attempts without securing one. It's almost like out of pity. You feel good for him to finally get it done. Now what does he do with this top of the court?
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick. That strike blocked by Hendricks. Got the single collar tie. Ooh! Hands on your face. Condit gets hit with a kick here. That one landed flush. Let's see if he can make some adjustments.
Left hand punch from the clinch.
Oh, combination lands. You want to talk about putting strikes together. Beautiful execution.
And every one of them are landing. He's overwhelming him with different attacks.
Oh, and he connects there. Pretty nice punch there.
Great job finding the range to land those punches. Oh, that was nice, John. That was nice. What a take down the clinch.
Under 3 minutes to go in round one. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it. Serve him up. Go get him.
Just over 2 minutes to go in what has been a furious round one. Oh, a huge strike lands there, DC.
He landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot, the follow-up shot that will finish the fight.
Now goes in and secures the takedown. Oh, he does it again, takes this fight right back to the ground one more time.
Oh, stuck in the guillotine.
Why is he not recognizing this right now? He's got to recognize this is dangerous. This is a dangerous position.
And this might just be a matter of time. Wow.
Oh, this is where you don't want to be, though.
Back mount now. Condit's trying to lock up on a submission now.
Attacking armbar.
Continuing to try to manipulate the head here.
Oh, now he's in trouble.
Oh, that's going to do it in a quick tap from there as he gets it done by submission.
He got the arm straight. He got the pressure with his hips to force his opponent to tap, and he wins the fight.
Carlos Condit has done it!
He got him. What a fight.
Yeah, that is some high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right there. Just the way he transitioned to secure the arm up against his body and ultimately force the tap. High-level stuff out of that young man here tonight. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He does a great job of staying patient. He doesn't rush or panic. You are never safe when you're fighting this guy. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble the entire time when you're this good in the submission.
So a seminal moment for this fighter here tonight as he gets the win by submission. Huge victory in his career, and it'll be very interesting to see how they match-make him moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 7 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, the natural born killer, Carlos Condit!
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.
Representing Stockton, California. Ah, yes, here is Nick Diaz. Some people wondered if we'd ever see him make this walk again. Good to see Nick Diaz making the walk to the octagon.
From the 209, which you are also gracefully representing with that tattoo. But Nick Diaz was the start of the Diaz dynasty. A guy that went out there every time and just gave it his all. His first round, one-round fight with Paul Daly back in Strikeforce is still believed to be the greatest one-round championship fight in history. Willing to go through the fire in order to make you engage him in the type of fight that he wants. He has phenomenal boxing and also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Beat Paul Daly and then returned to the UFC at UFC 137 to defeat BJ Penn. At the time, his 11th straight win. The wildly popular Nick Diaz back for more tonight. All right, so here he is, one of the more prolific takedown artists in the UFC at present. And when you get some praise from Daniel Cormier when it comes to your offensive takedown game, you know you're doing something right.
And we talk about wrestlers and judo players and grapplers, but this guy just combines all of that. He is able to use foot sweeps from the grappling game. He is able to use throws from judo, and he's able to use wrestling from the wrestling game to take people down. He has an array of takedowns at his disposal, and he uses every single one of them, from the speed of the level change to the timing to the knowledge of where to go next. When the guy starts to defend, he's truly, truly something special.
I don't think he could take you down, but tonight he doesn't have to. So
in
this matchup, prevailing wisdom is he'll be able to get this fight to the canvas. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. The American is 37. The Canadian is 39. Diaz is 2 inches taller. The reach is the same. All right, to get us started now, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 26 wins, 11 losses, and 2 no contests. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, USA, presenting the challenger, Nick Diaz! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre!
All right, this is for the championship. You've been given your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves. Let's make it official.
They touch him up, and we are underway.
Ready.
All right, so no love lost between these two gentlemen as round 1 gets underway between George St. Pierre and Nick Diaz. You know, Diaz is always conditioned, and he believes he's the better man in this match.
He feels as though he can stop the takedowns this time, not allow St. Pierre to take him down and allow the clock to run. Last time he didn't get to stand as much as he wanted to, but that's not by choice. George St. Pierre was able to implement the game plan and got the victory.
Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue, and they separate.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Whoa!
He's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Oh, he might be out. Big elbow there, Lance. Oh, spinning back fist.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
St. Pierre gets hit by that kick to the midsection. You gotta do better defensively. Just out of range with that right hook. Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by the judge. There's no give on that leg kick.
Just out of range with that right hand.
Punch over the top.
Oh!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Now goes in and secures the takedown. All right, he's hanging out inside the closed guard of his opponent here, DC. You got to be careful.
He's attack armbar now.
Oh, he picks him up and slams him down.
Big explosive slam to lift him and slam him out of that armbar. Go right into side control. Now let's see what he does, right?
Sometimes when you do that, the choke or the submission can get tighter, but he was able to evade it there.
Yes.
Oh, big combination of ground and pound strikes here, DC. This could be the beginning of the end.
I mean, you got to be very careful when you take these big ground and pound strikes. You need a controlled posture on the bottom. And if you're the top guy, the guy that's looking to finish, continue to gain posture and rain down big strikes on your opponent.
All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent.
He jumps on a headlock. We call this in wrestling just a headlock. And if you're not careful, you can get stuck in an arm triangle.
Watch triangle, watch triangle. He needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against the mat. Now watch, as he goes to the finish, watch his chest go to the mat. Oh, he might have got him with a choke.
There's the tap!
He got him! What a fight!
Yeah, great job executing the submission in that fight. Really strong work. You can see the years of repetitions in the gym to set it up and ultimately get the tap there. Great technique to set up the finish. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He does a great job of staying patient. He doesn't rush or panic. You are never safe when you're fighting this guy. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble the entire time when you're this good in the submissions.
Well, it's one thing to earn a UFC title. It's another thing to get it done emphatically the way he did tonight. The undisputed UFC welterweight champion, your winner by way of submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 31 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to arm triangle choke, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre!
All right, so a lot of people like the challenger tonight, but it goes to the champion. Congratulations to the still UFC welterweight king, and going to take a big effort, I would think, to dethrone this.
Yeah, he is just a great fighter. He does everything so well, and the confidence that he brings into the octagon on fight night is unmatched by anybody in this division.